Well, that's the reason why I always prefer to wear white in the studio, because I can color correct and then I can give it a LUT to give it a certain look about the tutorial. Oh, white makes you look fat. I really am. So anyways, what's up fam, Rahim here. Welcome, and it's great to have you guys here join me again for another tutorial episode. This tutorial is gonna be a bit fast. Maybe I'll just call it more of a tips and sharing, because I just need to share with you about white balancing, and this will set the basis for the upcoming episodes. This is part of my editing drone footage series of episodes, so do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be informed of future episodes. So anyways, I was filming for a mini-tree episode and I realized that when I got back, the color was totally off. Now you can watch that episode right here. I had the hardest time to color correct it, right? Don't talk about color grading and all this, it's just color correction. The simple case was because it was a bright and sunny day, but I was losing light and then it started to become cloudy and rain was coming in. So the situation was where if I had set on auto, it could have helped me a bit, but it was set on a fixed white color balance. The problem there is that the color shifted heavily from something that was workable, which is like daylight, to become totally unworkable, which was a cool blue tint. So what's the biggest issue about that, right? You could just do the color correction then. We are dealing not with raw formats, right? Raw formats are only available in drone footages like maybe the Inspire or higher end cameras, right? Basically, if you've got a mini tree, you got a DJI FPV, the recording formats are in H.264, 265. Now these are compressed codecs, right? Formats. It's like comparing them to a JPEG. While the original format was raw, it has been edited, it has been compressed in the camera itself, and the output is a JPEG. So similarly, in a drone camera, it takes in that raw footage, but it's not able to give you that raw footage. It will have made the color correction, it will have made all the adjustments, and then gave you a H.264 or H.265 format. So now the limitation is that you can't make huge color adjustments. You may want to adjust just a bit towards orange, towards blue, that's fine, but if you made huge adjustments, or you had to make huge adjustments, you will lose a lot of other details here and there. Alright, I could go on about the theory about white color balance and all that, about the temperatures, but let's just keep it basic, because at the end of the day, this is dealing with the basic format that we have. So you could call this also a beginner level sharing. I'm no expert myself, but that's the best part of it, because I'm learning through this journey and I want to bring you along together with me also. So now if you want to learn in depth about color correction, now here are some links in the description. These are the YouTubers that I've watched and learned from, and I feel that they have done a better explanation about color correction, plus they are more going into the raw format of video and photography. Alright, in a nutshell, what color correction is to me is about capturing the correct colors, getting it right the first time in camera. You will see in the settings of your drone color temperatures that will correspond to the different periods of the day. Now those rich orange tones that you get during sunrise and sunset are around that 2000 Kelvin kind of range. Midday is gonna be about 5000 Kelvin, and on a cloudy day in the shade, now that's gonna be anywhere between 7000 to 10,000 Kelvin. That on the other hand is on the extreme blue end. So now Rahim, why not I just set it at auto and let the computers do the sorting out of the colors? Well, there are instances that you wanna keep the color. Now let me give you an example of a beautiful sunrise or sunset. You'd want to keep that rich orange tones, right? But we see the colors, but the computer may think otherwise. It doesn't know it's a sunrise or sunset, so it may actually adjust and correct the color for you, and in the end you're just gonna end up with a let's say around a 5000 Kelvin kind of image that totally does not capture the essence of that sunset or sunrise. Now on the flip side, maybe you're capturing the image of an incoming thunderstorm, and you'd want to capture that essence and portray that, oh, it's cool, it's cold, it's gonna rain soon, but the camera doesn't know that. It will capture that maybe let's say the temperature is around 7000 to 10,000, it's gonna bring that image to the center, which is about a 5000. All you're gonna end up with is a balanced image, which does not at all portray that, oh, rain is incoming. Now this is especially a big problem for scenes that are flown by a FPV drone, where you may be out in the open and then you end up flying through canopy under the shade and then you go back out in the open. So that kind of change in scene will give color shifts, and that depends on you how you're creating your art, because if you like it that way, that you like it to continue color shifting according to the different scenes, and then that's your art. But as for me, I prefer it to stay in a specific color range. For example, I set it at 5000. Now I capture a good sunrise, and once I enter the shade, it looks cool. It's meant to look cool, and then as I'm back out in the open, it's back to the colors of the sunrise. So all this is situational. I can't give you all the examples. So now, how do I solve it? Now, I don't expect you to be wearing a white t-shirt every time you go out. You could make for yourself a white balance card. So this white card, just have it in your bag for easy reference as and when you need it. Our eyes may not really notice the blue or orange color temperatures, but the camera will capture that. Your drone will capture that, and it's going to be very obvious in the image that you see. So the best practice is hold it up in front of your camera. You yourself compare as you're doing the color temperature settings to what is the color temperature of what you see and actually being portrayed in the image itself, and then adjust to make it match. Now it is by your perception, and I do believe it's not gonna be too off, right? It's much better than you ending up like me with an image that is too far off the spectrum, like really blue or really orange image, and then you try to correct from that. At least you end up with an image that is close enough that even if you make slight adjustments, it's not that bad. Now let's say here's another situation where you're dealing with a human subject. This I learned in film courses. Let's say it's the perfect situation, golden hour, right? You got the nice orange rays on the face of the subject. So you'd want a white card to be by the side of the subject and within the frame. So as you are dialing in the temperature of the white balance, right? Observe the white card. As long as it looks the same as what you see on the screen, you're good to go, right? Any minor changes you can do beyond that. What that helps is also so that you don't end up with a subject whose face is too orange or too blue for the other side of the spectrum, right? So yeah, you can give that a try. Alright, all that so-called was my nutshell of information. Why is it so important? Because it is the basis to start off the upcoming episodes, right? You need to get your white balancing a bit sorted out, a bit corrected, and basically understand that because we are dealing with compressed formats, right? So you can't do too extreme of changes. If you're too much blue, you can't bring it over to neutral. You're too much orange, also you can't bring it to neutral. So by doing this white balancing practice, it gives you a workable video, right? Don't be like me, end up with a video that is so off the color that I have to do so much correction that end of the day it feels like not worth it, and the end product is still bad. Alright, so yeah, that's the reason, and I hope you do put it into practice. Now do ask me more questions because I'm just rushing through this in order to give you a bit of that info about white balance. Let me know what you think about it, and anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Now if you've liked this video, do give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Pilots, as always, I'll see you in the skies. Peace.